off. Can anybody hear me right now? I think we've had a total internet drop. Can anybody at all hear me right now? I know Flora's not streaming it. Let me check over here. They said, yeah, maybe it just came back. Oh, man, it just started a new YouTube stream. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I think we just had a total crash. Oh, man. That was an internet problem, I think. I don't think that was a restream type problem that time. Okay, let me try to figure out what's going on. My phone is whack right now. It's trying to figure out what feed is connected to what. Give me 1 second. Oh, boy. All right, let me try to figure this out. Yeah, it completely crashed and reconnected. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get over here to my folding chair because it's going to take me about 5 minutes to basically get everything up and going again. So I'm going to use this opportunity to rest my legs because we've had a total internet failure. I started talking about Herb Albert and it just completely crashed. So no more Herb Albert. Let's see what's going on over here. All right, so there's a new YouTube feed, okay? There's a new Facebook video, and it did all that automatically, which I don't like. I wish there's a setting where it wouldn't do that. All right, so let me go here to edit. This feed has ended. Part 2 is now live. This feed has ended. Part 2 is live now. All right, that's got the old video title changed. Yeah, it resets automatically now, which I don't like because I would rather it just wait and come back instead of starting a whole new stream because it's all shared everywhere. All right, so I've got that changed. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button on the new Facebook feed, and then let me change this one to part 2. Let's see here, part 2, Tuesday night. hyphen. Got it. All right. Bad part is everywhere where I share links on hot pictures and stuff, it's pretty much dead now. Bad links. If people clicked on it, it'll take them to the first video. That's okay. I think at this point people would come to the page anyway. All right, now let's go over here. What else is going on? Let's go over here to YouTube. I don't really need to change the title. I have found out I can do that on my phone though. Let's see here. Sorry. And then we got to re-update everything. What's happened here? Brandon Benson. There it is. 1050. No, that's a comment. There it is. All right, so 44. This is definitely live. Yeah, I'll even comment. Okay. Let's see how long that takes to pop up. And wow, that's about 10 seconds maybe. I've hit the like button. I need y'all to hit the like button. Okay, I'm good to go now. Sorry, we had a crash and we're good to go. It started up, our internet completely dropped and it started a whole new stream. So let's reset. I got to make sure this is working. We're connected on all 3 platforms. We're good to go. Now, the last thing I remember, Michael Butler, are you watching? Did you have Lightning Hopkins for $30? I think Michael Butler had this for $30. Now it's a final call to him. I had introduced these 2 records. This is Sebastian for a $5 start and the Barracudas for a $5 start. Final call on that. These had just got introduced, and Eric Clapton was a final call for $35, okay? Eric Clapton was a final call for $35. So, apology. No, I was talking good about Herb Alpert. No, I was praising how his stuff has had such a great comeback and just how people still actually want it. Okay? Now, let's just keep going. We was right there of Ray Thomas, which is a solo album of one of the members of the Moody Blues. That's $9.99. We've already got 111 people back on. That's good, but we did have 214. Some people's probably still trying to find the feed. Conway Twitty, I Can't Stop Loving You. This is $9.99. Also, Leo Kottke, Dreams and All That Stuff. Leo Kottke's $14.99. Corey says he's in on Eric Clapton. Okay, do you mind to go ahead and submit that bid again? Whatever you bid, if it was 35 or 40, that way it's on the screen and everybody else can see it. America is $9.99. America is $9.99, and especially so I can see it. Gilbert O'Sullivan is $9.99. That's called Back to Front. And Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever. Wow, a cover that doesn't actually have a lot of wear, $14.99. Todd Saw on Conway Twitty. And Chris Kirkley wants the Neil Young from the previous bin. You got it. Was it right here, or where did I take that? I took that over here. That's right over here. Okay, let's close the lid on that. And Neil Young, Songs for Judy. Yeah, Judy Garland, that is. Let's put this right over here. Thank you. That's so did Chris Kirkley. And now we have Lightning Hopkins sold to Michael Butler for 30. Thank you, Michael Butler. Corey is on the Clapton at 35, going once, going twice. Our next auction is going to be the Beatles, and this is a U.S. pressing of Help. It is in mono. Unfortunately, it's VG minus, but it is a 65 U.S. Los Angeles original mono copy of Help. Now, this one's got like score music. It's got like the James Bond theme. If you've watched the movie, it has, the movie has like little score bits, and this soundtrack has little snippets. Like when you first put it on, it has like some score music and then like the James Bond theme, da-da-da-dun-dun, and then it goes right into Help. This is a VG minus mono copy, $15 start on that. Jetstream on Ted Nugent. MT Matt, my bad. MT Matt on Ted Nugent. Jetstream next. We also have Leon Russell, Americana, $19.99, and two Bonnie from Delaney. Delaney and Bonnie. The cover has quite a bit of wear, but no condition notes on the vinyl. $14.99. We have Sebastian and Barracudas. Buy it nows for $5. $5 on that. Those are buy it nows for $5. Eric Clapton is sold to Corey Ross for $35. That is sold to Corey Ross for $35. Rod Bryan said, I get Barracudas. You can have it right now if you want it, because I don't think anybody else bid. And if you bid on the original stream, I never did see it. And if you've bid here, I don't think I've seen it since then. Clifford Umstead does get Leon Russell. Yeah, so MT Matt gets Ted Nugent. And then Broad, if you want the Barracudas, just let me know. Chester and Lester is $19.99. So nobody on Sebastian, but the Barracudas is sold to Rod Bryan for $5. That aside is Ooh Waka Doo on Gilbert O'Sullivan. And it's so be wrong, but I think that's on a different album. Glenn Campbell, 100 Miles Away from Home. Glenn Campbell is $9.99. Now, let's go back over here to our auction bin. Well, I've already put one up. Beatles is a $15 start. It is VG minus. Here's our next Japanese pressing. This is Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual, with Obi, a Japanese pressing. Girls just want to have fun. And this is a $35 start. Cyndi Lauper, oh no, we've got connection problems again. What is going on? $35 start, oh no. Chad's about to turn into the Hulk. I'm about to slam my hands on this table and it's going to crush it just like it's paper. Oh, man. I'm going to start shooting lasers out of my hand or something. Rage Chad. Jump through the ceiling. Chester Lester title. Somebody can still hear me. Larry Smith, it's called Guitar Monsters, $19.99. $19.99. Guitar Monsters, Chester and Lester. Really clean copy, $19.99. And Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual is a $35 start. We got Maxell, that's Rock Sampler. That's $14.99 on the Maxell Rod Sampler. $14.99 on that. And we have one copy of John Sebastian. Welcome back, welcome back. That is $9.99. We also have the very best of the Classics 4. Classics 4 is $9.99. I don't know what's up with all of our tech problems, but either way, if we can make it through this crate and Laura's crate, we've had a pretty successful night. Hopefully it holds up. She's working on a new crate. We're almost done with this John crate. That is the last John crate. Laura's the last New Arrivals crate. If we can make it through that, then we'll have had a successful night at least. At least it's happening at 11 o'clock. Also, Emerson, Lake and Palmer still available for $12.99. And Outlaws playing to win, $19.99. So quick update. Larry Smith asked the Chester and Lester title. We got him taken care of. Cyndi Lauper is a $35 start. And then we had next is the Beatles does have a bid for $15. David V is that. And did you try Streamlabs? They are They've talked about it all day in a group chat. Tanner and Jake, they have bought new cameras. We have bought a new computer. We've bought a new camera. We've bought a new cart. We've bought a new mouse. We've bought a monitor. Jake's already subscribed to Restream or Streamlabs, I think. So, yeah, they are working on all that. ET on Laura Crate, probably by the time we get done with this bin. Rock Tracks, Jackie Reynolds. The Rock Tracks are, who's on here? We got Triumph, Blind Light Show, Starbuck Feels Good, the Straubs, Deadly Nightshade, Rufus Take Time, Odyssey, Easy Come Easy Go, Amar Sharif, What It's All For, Daryl Hall and John Oates, August Day, Harvey Mason, Show Enough Groove, and Alan Parsons Project, Genesis 1, chapter verse 1, verse 32. All right. Also, we have War, Deliver the Word. That is $29.99 for War. And we have 2 copies here of Barbarous. Watch out. Barbarous is $19.99. All right, Patrick, you get the Beatles for just $15. If anybody does want Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. Time After Time. Girls just want to have fun. This is going to go up for a $35 buy it now. Girls just want to have fun. That's a buy it now. And then we have Don McLean, self-titled. That's $9.99. And Usury. Usury is $34.99. That's available. John Usury. Usury. Okay, looks like we need all new auctions, right? If anybody wants Cyndi Lauper, just say CL, Chad. I'll take it with so I can blast. Girls just want to have fun and dance around my house in my socks. We have Grateful Dead, Wake of the Flood. This is a 1973 U.S. OG copy. This is a U.S. original Grateful Dead, Wake of the Flood. I always thought that was a very interesting cover there. Rick Griffin artwork from the Grateful Dead. $35 start on the Grateful Dead. It is EX. Nice original textured cover. That's going to go up for a $35 start. Wake of the Flood. That's now up for bid. Let's go ahead and put up another LP over here from the Japanese crate. And the next one from the Japanese crate. Well, we've done one big 80s hit album. Let's do another big 80s hit album. Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. This is a $35 start. Born in the USA. Bruce Springsteen. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. There's the other Japanese insert. Cover and Obi. Bruce is a $35 start. That is a Grateful Dead, also a $35 start. Our next 2 New Orleans singles is going to be another one from the Barracudas. And we have the Flakes. The good old Flakes. You got to watch them. Let's go ahead and pull it out of here. Come on, Flakes. There we go. So here is the Barracudas. And we have Inside Mint, Hour of Degradation. $5 start. The Barracudas, Inside Mind, An Hour of Degradation. And the Flakes, Bit Bam Boom. The good old Flakes. $5 start. That's up for bid. That is now up for bid. Easy, Chad. Save some ladies. I'm not admitting to ever dancing to Cyndi Lauper. I'm just saying. I will drink some water, though. I'm more of a fan of Time After Time. I'm more of a fan of Time After Time. I hear a Laura crate arriving. It is. Nice sticker. That's a cool one. They're going to want that one. Okay. First thing we have is British Blues Archive Series for collectors. $24.99. Savoy Brown Blues Band, $24.99. We have the best of Ian and Sylvia. Ian and Sylvia is $9.99. Cheryl Smith on rock. And rock sampler, so does Cheryl Smith. Also, Chuck Jackson arrives. The Laura crate has arrived, just FYI. And here's Chuck Jackson. He has also arrived. $19.99. We have the Kingsmen, $9.99. And Profile 2, the best of Emmylou Harris, $14.99. Boy, I don't know about y'all, but Emmylou Harris is one of those artists, if you pay close attention, we have 5 to 10 Emmylou Harris albums every night. I don't know if y'all have noticed. And we sell some. We'll sell some don't sell. But she has got to be, I don't know what her total record sales are from the 70s and 80s, but it's going to be way up there. That lady sold a lot of records. Oh, my gosh. Clifford Umstead on BB, and that was for the British blues. We have The Body and Soul of Tom Jones, talking about somebody that sold a lot of records. Walter Murphy's Disco Symphony. This has a press kit with it, a promo kit. Walter Murphy, 1999, and Looking Back, Stevie Wonder, a 3 LP, $39.99. Nobody been on the Flakes. That's a $5 buy it now. Nobody been on the Barracudas. That's a $5 buy it now. Nobody been on the Grateful Dead. That's a $35 buy it now. And there was one bid on Bruce Springsteen for $35 with Todd Saw, and he gets it for $35. Let's clear the board. The board has been cleared. The board is clear. Now we need new auctions. Let's go ahead and put this away. Todd, that is a beautiful. That was a near mint, and that was a pristine copy of Bruce Springsteen here, born in the USA. There we have it. And then we have a new bid that just came in for $42. I would have loved to have taken that. Unfortunately, I've already sold it. But first, here is Pink Floyd. Here is John Coltrane. John Coltrane. This is a 1970 U.S. original, VG Plus condition, a $20 start. This is called Transition, a $20 start. We have Pink Floyd, a collection of great dance songs. A 1981 U.S. Pittman. An OG Pink Floyd here, $15 start, a collection of great dance songs. And then Rod had Barracudas. You bid on another Barracudas? How did I not see that? That's the second time you bid on a Barracudas, okay? Well, how about I sell it to you right now for $5? Sorry, I missed another Barracudas bid. And then next thing is those are up for auction, $20 start, $15 start. Also, we have Jack Quigley in Hollywood. Jack Quigley is $9.99. The Graduate soundtrack, Simon and Garfunkel in shrink wrap. The Graduate soundtrack, that's a 2 LP, $19.99 on that. And Jackson 5 Anthology, nice. Jackson 5 Anthology. That is $39.99. That's a triple LP. And we have Strictly Hype, Rhyme to Rhythm, Let the Bass Boom, Who's Got the Skills, a 1993 sealed, $34.99. Interesting. $34.99. Let's do a quick bundle on the unsold New Orleans. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Now 3, 6, 9, 12. $12 on those 4 unsold New Orleans singles. If anybody wants those, you can now pick those up for $12. NOLA bundle. NOLA bundle. $12 on that if anybody wants them. I'm going to go ahead and grab the next single here. And let's pull 2 random ones from the very back blindly. 2 from the back blindly and see what we got. Okay. First is Janie Green on the Jackson 5 Anthology. Final Call on Coltrane for $20. NOLA bundles, a $20 buy it now if anybody wants it. No bid on Pink Floyd. Final Call for $15. The next New Orleans single is Sucker Punch, The Bone-Chilling Tales of Witch Doctor. That's going to go up for a $5 start. Armed and Hammered. Armed and Hammered. That's maybe a split record. Then we got Dr. Sex, Pleasure and the Beast. That looks pretty scary. $5 start. Dr. Sex. That's up for bid. Pink Floyd now has bids for $15, $15, $15. Jeremiah still has the Coltrane, just one bid for $20. Now that's a final call. And then over here, we have the rest of these records. Here's another 12-inch single, Radio Clash. Is this the Clash? It is, $34.99. An 81 UK single, $34.99. Radio Clash. This is Radio Clash, Outside Broadcast, Radio 5. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I didn't know it was a Clash record. I thought it was going to be another hip-hop or rap single. So Pink Floyd, all of a sudden, 15, 15, 15, 15, now 17. We also have Donna Summer, The Dance Collection, a compilation of 12-inch singles from Donna Summer. $14.99 on that. The Osmonds Greatest Hits, $19.99 on the Osmonds Greatest Hits, and Menu Hot Platters. This is a compilation. $24.99. That's one of those Warner Brothers compilations. $24.99. Deep Purple's on here. T-Rex is on here. The Beach Boys, Fanny, The Kinks, Ry Cooder, Mother Earth, Norman Greenbaum, Gordon Lightfoot. That is $24.99. The next thing was Pink Floyd, $25. We have SP for $5, and that was Sucker Punch. That is with Stephen Riley, Pink Floyd out. Janie Green on The Clash. That is sold to Janie Green. The Clash is sold. Jackie Reynolds on Donna Summer. That's sold. Now, Doctor has a bid for $5. Pink Floyd, $24. Phantom, second on Donna Summer. We have the original Fleetwood Mac. That's a 71 UK, $59.99. A 71 UK, nice UK copy, $59.99. However, this Coltrane just got one bid for $20, and that is sold for $20 to Jeremiah Lewis. Sorry, the car's obstruction the path there. It's hard to even walk around back here. I'm gonna have to clean up tonight. All right, show's over. I got to get to work. All right, Robbie, you were third on Donna Summer. There was two other people on that one. Nicolette Larson, In the Nick of Time, $9.99. Also, the Guess Who, Sown and Grown in Canada, $19.99. And Phantom of the Paradise soundtrack, $49.99, a white label promo. I think the last one of these we sold on Discogs. Phantom of the Paradise soundtrack, white label promo, $49.99. Sucker Punch just had that one bid for $5, so to Stephen Riley. Now over here, Doctor has bids for $5 and $5. Rod, you're out. Adam bid first at $5. Now Pink Floyd's at $30. Burt Jordan, you're out, okay? So next auction is going to go up right now, and it's The Band, Last Waltz. The Band, Last Waltz, an awesome album here. This is a 78 U.S. Winchester original with the book and the original under sleeves. This is going to go up for a $35 start. $35 start. Somebody asked about the Kingsmen. Let's go back. This is the Kingsmen, essentially their second album. It's called More Great Sounds, from the group that gave you Louie Louie. Louie Louie was first such a good hit, they had to basically put out an album and be like, hey, we're the people who did Louie Louie. Here's more music from us. $9.99 on that. Okay? And then, what does that say? Oh, never mind. And then Pink Floyd, 30 and 35, 30 and 31. And then I haven't heard back from Rod Bryan on Dr. Sex. The Band's a nice copy. The Last Waltz, $35 start on that. Awesome. Okay. So what we need to do is just read these titles one more time, especially since early in the crate is when it crashed. We had a complete internet drop, and it just basically started a new feed. With that being said, here's my agenda for the rest of the night, because I know it's getting late. It might be cutting into some people's sleepy time for work or whatever you got to do tomorrow. Maybe you don't work and you just have to have sleep so you can function and stay up for the next Coletco show, whatever it is. I'm going to read through these one more time. We've got a brand new crate over here from Laura, which is all new arrivals, new stuff, sticker price, of course. The first thing I'll do after that crate is do a quick recap of tonight's newest new vinyl. That won't take very long. We only had 2 crates, and most of it has sold. And then we'll probably try to knock out a few discount bins. And at that point, I'll see what time it is, and we'll go from there, okay? So, unfortunately, I lost Rod on this, so this is sold for $5. $5 on this, and that is sold to Adam Bullock. Never to hear back from Rod Bryan on that one. Pink Floyd, I haven't heard back from Todd Saw. Todd, you're out on Pink Floyd, and the Band just has one bid for $35. Next thing is Fleetwood Mac. That was $24.99, mystery to me. Elvis, we had Emmylou Harris, Leo Kottke, Elton John, Jerry Jeff Walker, Barry Manilow, Tapes and Tapes, Ray Thomas, Leo Kottke, America, Delaney and Bonnie. How much was Gilbert O'Sullivan? $9.99. Do you make shipping to Argentina? We will ship to Argentina as long as you're willing to pay for it. All international shipping is done calculated, which means if you pay for it, we'll ship it to you. Glenn Campbell, we have Chester and Lester, John Sebastian, welcome back, welcome back. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Outlaws, War, Barbarous, Don McLean, Usury, Ian and Sylvia, Chuck Jackson, Emmylou Harris, Tom Jones, Walter Murphy, Stevie Wonder, Jack Quigley, The Graduate soundtrack, Rhyme to Rhyme, The Osmonds, Menu Platter, Fleetwood Mac, Nicolette Larson, Guess Who, Phantom of the Opera, and Kingsmen. And then Pink Floyd is sold to Burt Jordan for $31. Clifford Umstead, you get the band for $35. Now the board's clear. Perfect time to bring over a new crate right after we introduce at least 2 new auctions. Here we've got 3. Far as like records that tagged, far as records that Laura tagged, there's 3 left, and then all kinds of Japanese. But I go ahead and tell you right now, we're going to have a lot of Japanese tomorrow. So we pretty much had them all night tonight. I'm trying to knock out these first, and probably for a little bit of the rest of the night, I'll have a few stray Japanese. And then, as y'all know, there's a whole crate over here. That will take all of tomorrow, plus everything else Laura has just sent me. Laura actually has just left, and she just sent me a bunch of hot pictures, including what? Here's stuff for tomorrow. I see a Butcher cover. I see Zappa. I see Parliament. This is pictures from tomorrow. More Beatles and Van Halen and Blues and Bob Dylan and Kiss. That stuff already ready for tomorrow back there. Here's the next 2 auctions. The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. Nice. It is an OG mono copy. That's what I like to hear. OG mono when we're talking about Mr. Dylan. It is a VG copy with the original sleeve. Dylan's a $25 start. And how about Grateful Dead? Anthem of the Sun. Here is another one. It's an early 80s US reissue. No condition notes, just a $20 start. $20 start on the Grateful Dead. And Farmer Redman wants to be known. He is buying Gilbert O'Sullivan, but it is for his wife, okay? It's for his wife. He's wanting to let everybody know he is buying it, but it's not for him. It is for his wife. Sure, I've heard that before. Just like these guys buying Taylor Swift, and they're like, it's for my daughter. And I'm like, yeah, buddy. I've heard that before. We all know you're going to be dancing to Shake It Off when nobody's home. Next crate. Where is it? It's over here from Laura. Here we go. Let's see what we got. If I can pick it up. Oh, my gosh. Heavy crate here from Laura. And what a Laura crate. She's got a little Snoopy on there too. Little Snoopy on there. Bob Dylan has a bid. Let's bring over a couple more New Orleans. Next New Orleans single is what? This looks interesting. This is Gavin. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a G. Gavin Dinanda. I'll usually discard these sleeves, but this one has a hop sticker on it, so we'll leave it in there. Gavin Deonda, and it has an insert, it looks like. $5 start, and Herbie Duncan. That also has an insert on red vinyl. $5. So here's how this Laura crate works. Whoever buys the first record out here gets the rare and now extremely desirable and expensive Laura crate hop sticker. That's like a $30,000, $50,000 value. Whoever buys the first record gets it for free, no charge. First thing we have is the Kink Controversy by the Kinks. The 50th anniversary edition, sealed, $29.99. The Kinks. This is George Michael. Yep, George Michael is sealed. Listen Without Prejudice. George Michael, $24.99. And we have Jack White. And we've got like 4 or 5 of them. Fear of the Dawn. Jack White is sealed on blue vinyl, just $19.99. Bob Dylan has bids for $25 and $30. No bid on the Grateful Dead, again for $20. And these singles are a $5 start. Next is Sam and Dave Soul Men. Sam and Dave is a Stack 60th Anniversary Edition, sealed, just $19.99. Soul Man, Sam and Dave. George Michael is sold to Janie Green. She also gets the now $50,000 value Laura crate sticker for free, no charge. Wow, that's a major deal. And that's sold to Janie Green, and Romelu was second. Clifford Umstead on the Kinks. And then Curtis Marachi wants a Jack White. And we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Jack Whites. They're only $19.99 sealed. And next LP in here, we have Collect a Soul, 7-year itch. Boy, that's a weird place for the hop sticker. They put the hop sticker in the wrong place. But that's Collect a Soul's greatest hits. That is sealed for $24.99. Collect a Soul. And then Rush Hemispheres. Rush Hemispheres, new and sealed. Thank you for the note, Laura. Chad loves Rush. The Trees. La Villa Strangianto. And this is unopened, $29.99. That's about $6 or $7 below MSRP on those two. Let's go ahead and make Grateful Dead. Buy it now for $20. Herbie has a bid for $5 with Rod. Final call. I'm going to make Gavin a buy it now for $5. Bob Dylan is sold for $30. And that $30 bid is sold to John Kaiser. Thank you, John, on that. The last tagged LP over here that's not Japanese is the Rolling Stones. And this is actually a U.S. original mono. That's what you want to see when you pull out the label on these old Stones albums. Red mono. Not bad at VG Plus. Out of our heads. That's going to go up for a $25 start. Rod Bryan on Herbie for $5. That's so to you. DJ, not so good on Sam and Dave. I've got one left if anybody else wants it. John Kaiser gets the Grateful Dead for $20. Thank you. That's so to you. New LP coming up right now as soon as I show whatever this is. KSI Dissimulation Deluxe, maybe. It is sealed for just $14.99, and we've got 2 of them. I think it says KSI. Or KS1. Our next auction is going to go up right now. It wouldn't be a new Japanese night if we didn't have at least one of these. Asia. Awesome cover here. Asia, Astra, and Shrink with Obi and Japanese inserts. Asia is going to go up for a $35 start. Very nice copy of Asia. $35. Gregory M on Sam and Dave. Now, Gregory M, are you a first-time buyer on Sam and Dave? I don't think I have had. Have I had you on here before? If you are a first-time buyer, or are you somebody else under a different account? Either way, thank you and welcome to Collectco. Gregory. Let me see what's going on here. And then, if you are a first-time buyer, just say first-time buyer, okay? So Gregory M, Sam and Dave is sold to you. Thank you. And then we need to get you registered if you're a first-time buyer, okay? And we have Collect a Soul again. Rush, sorry, I got out of place there. What's next? Mad Lib. Medicine Show. Mad Lib is sealed for $19.99. Right now, there's no bid on the Stones and no bid on Asia. Looking for $25 and $35. And then let's go ahead and grab our next New Orleans singles here. These are going to go up for a $5 start each. And then this is the Delvins. The Delvins is a $5 start. The Delvins. And we have the Monks. The Monks. And this is a $5 start. Now, it definitely looks like an unofficial or a reissue. I think that's something that originally came out back much later, much earlier than what that is. Gregory M. What's, I'm drawing a blank. Last name? Greg. I'm drawing a blank. Can you let me know your last name so they know who to tag it for? Also, we have 3 copies of Chick Corea and Lionel Hampton. This is a live in concert at Midham, 1978. That's sealed for $19.99. I've got 3 of those. Also, White Light, White Heat. This is sealed. We had purple vinyl the other night. This is black vinyl. This is White Light, White Heat, $24.99 from the Velvet Underground. And Night Beats, Outlaw R&B. This is sealed, $24.99. 180-gram colored vinyl, and that is $24.99. So the Monks has a bid for $5. Delvin's is a $5 start. And also we've got Silverchair Freak Show. Silverchair is new and sealed. It has a poster. It's a 180-gram music on vinyl at about $10 below retail. That's only $29.99. Greg Murray. Okay. Greg Murray on the Sam and Dave. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. Adam Bernardi on a Chick Corea. Rami Lucy on a Chick Corea. There's one Chick Corea left if anybody wants those. and we've got Cat Power covers. Cat Power is sealed, just $19.99, and we have 3 of those. First thing I'm going to do is make the stones a buy it now for just $25. Just $25 on that. This is Delvin's and the Monks. And the Monks has a new bid. And Asia is a $35 buy it now. Beautiful Japanese pressing of that. Jared Inc. wants the Velvet Underground. That's sold to Jared Inc. Thank you. That's sold to you. And now it's time for me to start a new crate because this one's gotten really full over here. So let me do that right quick. This one has gotten very full. And let me grab the most recent, closest new crate, which is right here. The most recent, newest, closest crate, which is in my hand. Okay. So, first comment was we pulled Velvet Underground. Looks like John Kaiser first on the stones for $25. Then Bert. Then George. So he was first on that. Chris Kirkley on Cat Power. Jeff H on Silver Chair. And Jeff H, I want to let you know, because I don't think you've been on yet tonight. I saw your last comment of the night last night. You wanted one of the warrants that were on sale for $24, right? If so, you got the very last one. The Delvins is a $5 buy it now. And then the Monks is on International. Yeah. The Monks is at $6. Rod Bryan, you're out. So, before I go any further, since that was the last tagged record of the night, here is what hadn't sold. These are pretty recent, too, because it's getting late. Asia's $35. Cyndi Lauper, $35. The only other record that didn't sell was the Grateful Dead. This was an OG, too, Wake of the Flood, for $35. That was OG, Wake of the Flood, for $35. So that's the only 3 records other than the 45s that didn't go up. And then also, I had a little stack here of 45s. I'm going to go ahead and read them off. These are the only 45s that I hadn't shown tonight for buy it nows. And I'm going to go ahead and show them right now. Bob Dylan. This is George Jackson. And George Jackson, acoustic and big band, $6.99. Nielsen, I Guess the Lord Must Be in New York City, a yellow promo label. Roberta Flack, In the Name of Love. Don Johnson, Heartbeat. Also Elton John, Sad Song, Say So Much. Double-sided, different mixes. Here's one from Xanadu, Olivia Newton-John, and Olivia Newton-John, You Made Me Love You, and Suddenly. Diana Ross, Upside Down, a double-sided promo from Diana Ross. And Tommy, the movie, the overture from Tommy. Those are all $6.99 each. Rod Bryan, you've been outbid on the Monks. Next LP here in the lower crate is a slice of delicious vinyl, rare singles, and remixes. This is some sort of record store day compilation. Sealed for $14.99. Jim B's out on the Monks. So let's sell that to Rod Bryan for $7. Rod, that's so to you. Also, we have Oliver Tree, Cowboy Tears. Oliver Tree is sealed, $19.99. And this is from Music on Vinyl. It's an At the Movies, Mile 22. This is silver vinyl at the movies. Well, I can tell you right now, a new sealed Music on Vinyl at $19.99, a 2 LP, that's probably $20 or $30 below the original price. Grateful Dead, Wake of the Flood, it's available. It's an OG for $35 buy it now. Vinyl was EX. Also, Lucian and the Kimono Orchestra, that was sealed, a new disco, $14.99. Justin Garrett wants Oliver Tree. That's sold to Justin Garrett. Thank you. That's so to you. And now I'm going to do a quick flip through the Japanese stuff here and see what we got. Actually, you know what? I think we sold one of these earlier tonight, so let's do another one. And we have, Chad, I bought the Slave, put it, and the Sam and Dave. Greg Murray. Okay, I know your profile now. Now that you say you bought that. And Sam and Dave, gotcha. Greg Murray. Okay, it took me a while to figure out what profile you was what. It's clicked now who you are. Okay, thank you. Nobody on those singles. I'm going to have to make a bundle. Oh, they almost fell again, yeah. So I'm about to bundle these together. Let me lay them right here where they won't fall for a second. And here's our next 2 Japanese pressings. Gone with the Wind soundtrack. Near McManus and Pristine. Gone with the Wind. Gatefold. Book. Pictures from the movie. That is a $35 start. Gone with the Wind. And then Cheap Trick, Dream Police. And we had one of these early in the show tonight. Here's another one. There's the LP. There's the Flexi Disc. I was wondering if it's included. There's the Flexi Disc cardboard cutout that came with it. There's a merch insert or a solicitation insert, book, and gatefold here. So another nice, really nice Cheap Trick. So $35 and $35 start on those. Tommy, unfortunately, only had one Oliver Tree. And then we have Claymore on Delvin's. And that was over here. This is the 45, right? That's sold to you for $5. Thank you. Next LP is Prime, Prhyme 2. That's sealed for $19.99. And this is Jack Harlow. That's what they all say. Jack Harlow is sealed for $19.99. And several copies here of Bobby Digital in Digital Potion. Bobby Digital is a record store day. Those are sealed for just $19.99. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 6 of those, and one copy here of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard demos, volume 1 and 2 on clear vinyl. Those are unopened, $19.99. And that's another unofficial Gizzard demos, clear vinyl, $19.99. I was going to try to bundle these 45s, but first I was going to do one more read-through. Actually, no, let me just go ahead and read them, and then I'm going to count them and then see if we can do a bundle, because I think there's more down in here, but this is the most recent, and we hadn't done a bundle in a while. So we had Overture from Tommy. There's the Diana Ross, Olivia Newton-John, Elton John, Don Johnson. These are all going to be sold together. Roberta Flack, Nielsen, Bob Dylan, Dean Martin, Don, Bloodstone, The Bells, the Thompson Twins, another from Xanadu, Ringo Starr, Bruce, Born in USA, Hip Sway, Brotherhood of Man, and then the Brooklyn Bridge. There's Berlin, Hart, Winwood, getting into some good picture sleeves here. ELO, Mungo Jerry, Jean-Michel Jarre, Jan and Dean, and Bobby Brown. And that was a total count on those of one. Let's see, let me do it this way. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. 30 there. The buy it now price, bundle deal, $60. Wow. Did I just say that? $60 on the remaining 45s there. Also, we have the Wicked Lowdown out of line. That is sealed for $14.99, the Wicked Lowdown. I've got 2 of those. Also, Sade, Stronger Than Pride. That is sealed for $29.99. And Coldplay, Music of the Spheres. Coldplay is sealed, $19.99. There is a bid on Cheap Trick for $35. Final call to get a bid on Gone with the Wind. And we're about to sell Cheap Trick to Jeff H. for $35 if nobody else wants to bid. 30 singles back there that were $6.99. So I've obviously severely cut the price on those. But at this point, trying to bundle and sell a bunch of this stuff together. And first is our next New Orleans single. And I'm about to do this right now as 2 more at a $5 start. First is Janie Green on Sade. That's sold to Janie Green. Thank you. And then we have the Kywit Kings. The Kywit Kings is a $5 start. The Kywit Kings, new single from the New Orleans here. And then the Jekylls. And the Jekylls is called Jigsaw and the Man at a Time. $5 start on those. Grateful Dead 25. I had 35. Curtis will do 28 on the Grateful Dead if you want it. New bid on Cheap Trick for 36. Jeff H., you've been outbid. Cynthia on Coldplay. Thank you, Cynthia. That is sold to you. Now, let's jump over here and see what's going on. We have Jack White, and Jack White was sealed, just $19.99 blue vinyl. There's 4 copies of that. Also, Collective Soul's Greatest Hits album from the multi-platinum artist, available on vinyl for the first time, $24.99. Grateful Dead is now sold for $28 to Curtis Marachi. What's the AJA? And then we have Rush, Hemispheres, that's unopened, $29.99. $29.99. And then we have Dissimulation Deluxe, KS1. That is sealed for $14.99. Mad Lib Medicine Show Before the Verdict featuring Guilty Simpson. That is sealed for $19.99. Chicoria and Lionel Hampton, sealed $19.99. And Night Beats, Outlaw R&B, that was sealed for $24.99. If anyone buys the bundle, I got an offer of 10 for Bruce and Bobby. Well, I'm going to have to convince somebody to buy the bundle, or I'm going to have to start doing threats. I'm going to be like, I'm either going to A, stop the show like Uncle Leo, stop the show, or I'm going to have to just say no more 45s until somebody buys the bundle. One of our bundlers have got to come up to the plate. I mean, that's the cheapest per record I've ever got a bundle down to. Where is everybody? Where is our bundlers? Paul, John, where are they? Are they here? We're doing like basically free records. Cheap Tricks at $38. Adam, you've been outbid. Silverchair, we've sold one. There's one left. $29.99. I'm going to have to like threaten them for going into retirement. I'm going to have to threat to shut down the store. Cat Power covers. This is sealed for $19.99. We have a slice of delicious vinyl. Vinyl. We have sealed for $14.99, 2 copies. Mile 22 soundtrack, music by Jeff Russo. That's sealed on silver vinyl for $19.99. Lucian and the Kimono Orchestra, that's $14.99. We got Prime 2 featuring Rose Royce and DJ Premier, sealed for $19.99. Also, Jack Harlow, that is sealed for $19.99. Next is Bobby Digital. This is sealed for $19.99. We've got a bunch of those. King Gizzard, an unofficial bootleg on clear vinyl, $19.99. The Wicked Lowdown, sealed for $14.99. All right. So Cheap Trick is sold for $38 to Jeff H. Gone with the Wind is a buy it now for $35 if anybody wants that. And these 2 New Orleans singles is a buy it now for $5. And that was the Jekylls and that was the Kiowa Kings. Those are buy it nows for $5. The Jekylls and the Kiowa Kings. Those are buy it nows for $5 there. Okay. And that is this great. And now what I'm going to ask everybody to do before I do anything else is I've got to play cleanup. Okay. I have severely got a mess behind me. I can't even get to the next crate because I don't know where it is or what it is or where it could be or what could be next. And so, yeah. You're going to have to give me, before I probably show the next crate, at least another minute. I'm going to keep talking to you. I might bring some stuff over. I still got some great Buy It Now singles here that hadn't been shown. I didn't want to show another one until we got that bundle show. Bundles sold, but y'all are making it very tough on me. Y'all are being very firm on not buying the bundle. So before I do anything, let's do some more Buy It Nows. These are all $6.99. Ray Stevens, The Streak. These are all $6.99. Geronimo's Cadillac, Jack Stevens and the Bullets. Grease, Frankie Valli, Grease is the word. Stand Back, Stand Back. Stevie Nicks, these have never been shown before. Phil Collins, Don't Lose My Number. Get Together by the Youngbloods. Roberta Flack, A Promo, I'm the One. Cher, Living in a House Divided. Don and Juan, What's Your Name? And Jody Sands, With All My Heart, double-sided hit deal. Another Roberta Flack, In the Name of Love. We got Atlantic Star, Always. Aerosmith, Dream On. Champagne Jam, Atlanta Rhythm Section. Battle of New Orleans. Mountain Whippoorwill, The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Ghostbusters, Who You Gonna Call? Rick Springfield, State of the Heart. And Rick Springfield, Love Somebody. Sorry, I just slapped myself. I'm speaking in tongues almost. I'm speaking like Harry Potter when he starts talking to the snake. Okay. Lots of options there for $6.99. First is David V. Put A-N, but he was wanting Stevie Nicks. Stand Back. Stand Back. And I think Stevie Nicks was, where was Stevie Nicks? Right here. That's so to David V. Danny wants Aerosmith. Aerosmith was right here. That's so to Danny. Michael Busters. Boy, I'm slipping. I can tell it's getting late. Ghostbusters, so to Michael Ruttman. Okay, everything there else is still available. All right, now let's jump over here and see what I've got. And here is my empty crate, and that's going to be my first option here to figure out what to do with this. Let's start stacking this right here, and maybe I can find another handful of 45s that hadn't been shown. In the meantime, there's an empty box. There's that. And let's see what else is going on here. There's news, that stuff from last night, and that was in the flip video. So that's like the newest new vinyl that Laura marked. Okay. And let me stack this over here. What's in this box? Okay. Let me put this back here. Dream on B-side. Are you asking what happened? So Davey got Stevie Nicks, Danny got Dream On, and then Michael Ruttman got Ghostbusters. Danny, are you asking what is the flip side of Dream On? The flip side is Somebody. Phantom had no condition notes. It was a white label promo, Tracy, $49.99. Now, what is this crate right here? This is a crate of vintage that John marked. We've went through that one pretty recently, okay? And then here is the other Laura crate. I need that as close as possible because it will be posted at some point. Here is this other vintage crate that John's marked, which had really good stuff in it. Surprised a lot of this is still here. I think we can condense it down on the one. George Jones' greatest hits, the Honey Drippers. I mean, Lionel Richie, Alan Parsons, all these great titles. I'm like, what is going on? All these great records over here. They're in fantastic condition. They all look just absolutely beautiful. Val Kilmer died. Oh my gosh. That's bad. Wow. Wow. Man, what a guy. That's a loss. That's a big one. I'll be your Huckleberry. That might be on his gravestone. But think about all the other roles he's played. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's incredible. Not that he died, but the career that man had. Oh my gosh. What a career. What an actor. His role as Doc Holliday, one of the greatest performances ever. I don't think many people would debate that either. If you just said one of the greatest acting performances ever, I mean, how could you disagree? I've never heard anybody say, yeah, he didn't do a good job in that movie. No, I don't think anybody's going to say that. Yeah, he wasn't too good in that movie. Man, him and the new Top Gun, I got chills. I went and seen that new Top Gun. I don't know if y'all remember when that was out, we went and all seen it like 6 times, 7 times. Just couldn't get enough of it. Have I been through this bin? Minute work, tubes, storage bins. Yeah. That was gone through last night, wasn't it? Yeah. Is this all the new vinyl left from the house? I guess it is, because I feel like there's something missing. Well, there's something missing. Let me see what's going on over here. Who's next? Japanese. Aha, I have found it. Okay. Now let me clean up what's going on over here. So first thing I need to do is that asked, and then she said sold. I got to find that, Tracy. I'll find it. And what's psychedelic furs? Just pretend you hadn't seen that, okay? And then next is Tombstone. Add Ray Stevens, Eddie Grady, $5, $20. Bruce and Bobby. And then Renee. This is getting pretty complicated. Phantom sold. And then over here, psychedelic first price over here. Okay, so let's put this all over here. I'm kind of confused, but let's just see. Danny said add Ray Stevens, Nitty Gritty to $5 each, 24 off. You include Bruce and Bobby. Okay, so what he's saying is Ray Stevens, I think here, there's Nitty Gritty, and then Ray Stevens, which was the Streak, and then over here Bobby Brown, and then Bruce Springsteen, and that was right here. Let's find these. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Bruce. Well, let's see here. Let me do it this way. Sometimes records are a challenge to flip through. There it is. All right. There's all those. There's all these. Let me move this in the front so I know what's behind it. That Elvis box. All right. Let me put those right there. These are sold to Danny for $5, $5, $5, and $5. Those are sold to Danny. Okay. And then that's great. I can put this over here now. And this over. And these need to go over here. And that. I don't think I have shown these. I need to show them again so I can put them back in this box with the others. Gone with the Wind is a $35 buy now, in case you missed that earlier. Let's see here. Ricky Skaggs, Rendezvous, $6.99. Irish Rovers, The Unicorn. Wings, Paul McCartney, Good Night Tonight. Autograph, Turn Up the Radio. Rumpelstiltskin Skin, exactly. The Bigger Giant. Johnny Horton, North to Alaska. Ted Nugent, Where You Draw the Line. Bellamy Brothers, Bound to Explode. Phil Collins, Against All Odds. Adam Ant, Room at the Top. Billy Joel, A Matter of Trust. Billy Joel, The Longest Time. Mickey and Sylvia, Two Shadows on Your Window. Mickey and Sylvia, Love is the Only Thing. Marty Robbins, Cigarettes and Coffee Blues. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Cowboys and Indians. Marty Robbins, Ghost Train. Parver and the Raiders, Like Long Hair. And Dennis DeYoung, Desert Moon. We have first Michael Ruttman on Autograph. That was Turn Up the Radio. That's sold to Michael Ruttman. If anybody else anything in there, just let me know. I'm going to put all those right there. And I'm still working on some condensing here. So I'm about to bring over another crate and put some stuff here with it. And I hadn't finished reading those. Hadn't finished reading these. There is this crate. And now I have a few more crates here to work on. Okay. And then here is this. And then here, I didn't see a psychedelic furs. I said pretend that didn't exist. There wasn't a psychedelic furs on the table. Pretend it didn't exist. There wasn't a psychedelic furs on the table, best of my memory. I don't know what you've seen, but I didn't see one. Best of my memory. I don't think there was one on the table. All right, so first thing we have in here is we need some new auctions. Let's at least put up a New Orleans auction. And the next New Orleans auction is Savage Malalignment. What? Exactly. That's going to go up for a $5 start. We'll call it Savage. That word doesn't want to come out right now. And the one I'm going to hear put behind it is going to go up for a $5 start. And this is the Barberry Coasters. Barberry Coasters, $5 start. That's now up for bid. Now I can take this box off. And our next two auctions are going to be first. The first record I have here is ABBA's Greatest Hits. This is a Japanese pressing, and that's going to go up for a $35 start, ABBA's Greatest Hits. And the next record I have is the Psychedelic Furs, and this is a promo, and this is going to go up for a $40 start. It's called Inner Chords, Psychedelic Furs. It's going to go up for a $40 start. It is a promo, and this is called the Psychedelic Furs. It looks like it's never been played. It's extremely nice. It's going to go up for a $40 start. It's called Inner Chords. It is now up for bid, Psychedelic Furs. There it is, Inner Chords, $40 start. That's now up for bid. So there's four new auctions, excuse me. We got to pull Phantom. I'm about to start hunting for that right now. I was hoping I could catch it here in the front of the bin. Let me figure out which crate that was in. It wasn't in this crate. All right. Let's see here. It wasn't in this crate. There it is. All right. How much was Rush? It was $29.99. Okay. And there's Phantom of the Paradise, and that is $49.99. And that's sold to Tracy. So first thing we have here is Depeche Mode, the best of Depeche Mode, Volume 1. 3 LP, new and sealed, comes out Friday as a new repressing from Sony. That is $69.99. No bid on ABBA, going once, going twice for a $35 start. No bid on Psychedelic Furs, looking for a $40 start. 1981 promo. No bid on that. No bid on ABBA. No bid on Barberry. No bid on Savage. $5, $5, $35, $40. And we have Echo and the Bunnymen, B-Sides and Live, 2001, 2005. $38.99. Depeche Mode is sold to Romelu. That was my last copy. If anybody else wants on a waiting list, let me know. Echo and the Bunnymen, B-Sides and Live, 2001, 2005. Record Store Day, 2 LP. Now the Psychedelic Furs has another bid for 40, 40, and 40. And then also we have music from the music from the motion picture Gladiator, 2 LP. I've never had this in stock before. $39.99 for Gladiator, 2, 4, 6, and that's from the legendary Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer doing that soundtrack. If he's doing it, it's probably going to be pretty dang good. He is up there, in my opinion, with like John Williams. We have Rush Hemispheres. This is sold to Jason Short. I have one left if anybody else wants it. George, you're out on Psychedelic First. C-Note has it for $41st. Metallica Garage Inc., 3 LP, 27 songs. Metallica is $59.99. Also, I've got one copy of Theory, as in Theory of a Dead Man, Wake Up Call. That's $33.99. Now the Psychedelic Furs is at $46. Also, we have here some singles. These are $6.99. And these are now up for bid for buy it now, $6.99 each. I haven't shown these. REO Speedwagon, Easy Money, Linda Ronstadt, Don't Know Much with Aaron Neville. Linda Ronstadt, Someone to Watch Over Me. We have Hooters, Where Do the Children Go? Hooters. Also, Cher, Just Like Jesse James. Linda Ronstadt, That'll Be the Day. Mick Taylor, Leather Jacket. Carly Simon from Heartburn, Coming Around Again. And Crosby, Stills, and Nash, double-sided promo of War Games. Barberry Coasters has a bid for $5. Now the Psychedelic Furs is at $46, now $50. Jetstream on Gladiator, that's sold to Jetstream. And we have one copy here of Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, The Traveler. $33.99 for Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, The Traveler. One copy of that available. Also, Godsmack Awake. Godsmack is $39.99. That's a 2 LP new and sealed. And Robert Hunter from the Grateful Dead, Tiger Rose, 50th anniversary, $33.99 on that. Danny on Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, that's sold. Robert Vlodarchek on the one with Aaron Neville. Let's pull that for him right over here. That's sold to Robert Vlodarchek. Melanie Jennings, I'll get you on a waiting list for Depeche Mode. That is the best of the Depeche Mode. Let's put Melanie Jennings on a waiting list for that. Thank you, Melanie Jennings. We'll get you on a waiting list on that. Barberry Coasters is sold to Robert for $5. The Savage Malalignment is a $5 buy it now. Psychedelic Furs is a final call for $50. That is a final call, $50 on Intercords. If anybody wants to bid, Felix, anybody else, whoever asked about it, I think 2 people asked about it. I laid it over here because I was cleaning out my table, and then I knew as soon as I laid that up there, I made a mistake. Because if you're going to lay a Psychedelic Furs record out, there's going to be a lot of people who want to buy it. And now it's a final call for $50 to C-Note. Going twice, going 3 times. We're about to sell it. Next thing we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 copies here of Virgin Steel, Age of Consent. That's $38.99. Now, I'm pretty sure as somewhere in our group, there's a pre-order for this. I still haven't been able to find it because I think they're censoring this title every time I try to search it. It's kind of a weird title, but we're searching on Facebook. So this is $38.99. Virgin Steel, Age of Consent. I have several copies. Also, 1 copy left of Mr. Big, 180 gram, 1 step, $34.99 on that. 1 copy of Europe, the Ultimate Collection for $34.99. Live Mental Jewelry. Live is $34.99. Scott Smith on Virgin Steel. Thank you, Scott Smith. That's so to you. Also, we have 2 copies of that. Ice-T's on gold vinyl. We've had 10 of these, maybe. We had 10 of these. There's 2 left for $33.99. Mr. T's on gold vinyl. Danny Thomason on Mr. Big. Psychedelic Furs is sold for $50. This is sold to C-Note for $50. The Psychedelic Furs is officially sold. Let's make sure we put that in a new MoFi sleeve there. That's sold for $50, and that is sold. I hope Felix didn't get off the chat when I told him I didn't want to sell that right now. I was just trying to clear the board before I put it up for auction. He might have left the chat. Was like, well, Chad don't want to sell me any records. I'm leaving. We have Danny Thomason got MB, and now he wants Ice. That's so to Danny Thomason. Also, Porno for Pyros is $33.99. Tales of Mystery and Imagination, Edgar Allan Poe, Clear Vinyl, Alan Parsons Project, $39.99. I have another Mr. Big, but it has a seam split. I have another Europe, but it has a seam split. And I have another Virgin Steel, which has a seam split. I've got to give all these to Ed. These distributors have had major problems with damaged records recently. So there's those. And let's see what's going on now. Let me put this in here. And we have an offer on Johnny Horton for $5. And let me figure out what I've even done with this box. What happened to that box? It's back here. These are the ones I've shown, right? Yeah, we're going to sell this to Danny Thomason for $5. And Scott Smith, you was already on a waiting list for Live. I've already got one pulled for you. All right, so, there's one more box set that came in. And these were, I didn't even know you could still order these, but we have this box set. We sold one tonight, and now there's one left. Let me go ahead and put it over here with these so I know where it is, and I don't forget to show it on Facebook. One person that bought it tonight, I figured would. If he was watching, he would. And then the other person will probably be on Thursday night, and he'll immediately buy this if no one else does. Metallica Ride the Lightning, $349.99. They just came in, and hopefully some other ones show up. Well, I think some people want the Black Album. I may go ahead and order one of those, but that's the Metallica Super Deluxe of Ride the Lightning, $349.99. We've sold one. And there's one left. And I have a feeling with the crowd that probably will be here Thursday night, that one won't be around much longer. All right. So, did you pull my MB claim? Your MB claim was Mr. Big. Yes, I did. And I pulled you Ice-T. And any $100 New Orleans 45s. Yeah, there's plenty of them. There's probably hundreds, if not thousands of them. We could put them up one at a time. Next 2 are going to go up right now, and this is the Barracudas, and the other one is going to go up right now. Michael Yonkers. These are going to be $5 starts. Jim B's got to pay some bills. He's got to feed his children, so he's wanting to buy some records for $10. He can flip for $100. I don't blame him. So let's go ahead and put some up so Jim B can make some money. A lot of these are going to be sold for $5 and $10. Jim B's going to be selling them for $200, $300, $400 a piece. Next here is Michael Yonkers. Micro Miniature Love and Kill the Enemy. These are going to go up for a $5 start. This is going to go up $5 start, $5 start. Metallica Ride the Lightning, the Ultimate Ride, 3 CDs, 3 LPs, DVD, and so much more. The original album remastered on CD and vinyl. A double live LP from the Hollywood Palladium, Los Angeles, California. Metallica Live, March 10th, 1985. Creeping Death EP picture disc. Creeping Death EP Picture Disc with Creeping Death, Am I Evil, and Blitzkrieg. A live CD from the Kabuki Theater in San Francisco, California on March 15th, 1985. Another live CD for the Lyceum Theater, London, UK, December 20th, 1984. Another live CD from Castle Donington, UK on August 17th, 1984. An interview CD, a demo CD. The demos are really cool too. DVD live from Metal Hammer Festival in St. Gorochowen, Germany on September 14th, 1985. Selections from Live at the Day on the Green at Oakland Stadium, Oakland, California on August 31st, 1985. MTV News interview with Lars and James. Lars' first TV interview. DRTV and Lars' interview segment from DRTV. It includes a lyric book. It includes 3 posters and a 72-page book filled with never-before-seen photos and essays for those who were there during the making of the metal masterpiece. See back for details. And then the back has even more expanded information. DVD, CD, LP, EP, picture disc, book, posters, and some tchotchkes too. I think there's a few tchotchkes. Maybe that's the posters. All right. Now, Barracudas has a bid for 5 of Rod. Yonkers has a bid for 5 for 5. Any Steelheart left? Any Steelhearts left? Let me see here. Any Steelhearts left? That is the question right now. Any Steelhearts left? My reason I'm saying it is because I really don't know. I'm about to find out right now. There is... Does this one have a seam split? This one, no, this one's available. $33.99. $33.99 on that. Now, after that long description and everything is included, there's no way Danny can say no to that. There's just no way. There's just no way. After hearing how much is in there, there's just no way he could say no. If he does, I'll be shocked. Age of Consent. I'm pretty sure this is black vinyl. Yeah, I'm going to try to look. Well, before I bring over our first discount bin, I'm going to try to find this. I just know this is posted somewhere in the group, and 4 or 5 of these are already sold. Let me try to type in Steel again and see if I can find one. Santana, Halloween, Saxon, Twisted, Red Cross. If anybody finds this pre-order in the group, share it or tag me in it or something. I know somewhere is a Virgin Steel. There's this one, Guardians of the Flame. But that was back in August. I'm pretty sure I've posted something recently. Maybe not. I'm going through some pretty old posts right now. I could be wrong. I think they're hiding it just because of the weird title. It's got a really weird title if you try to search those words. That's a weird title to be searching. So I think it's just hiding it from me. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I still don't see it. I don't think it's posted. I think I just went ahead and... I think I seen New Virgin Steel, and maybe because... Let's see. I can't remember. Let's see what Discogs say. 2025. This is it. 2025 Germany. None sold, never... Yeah, it's brand new on Discogs. They're in Germany, United Kingdom, Germany. They're all sold. They're all listed overseas right now. If you look it up on Discogs, it's this 2025 German pressing, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah. Oh, didn't mean to throw it in there. Okay, Barracudas is sold for $5 to Rod Bryan. Yonkers sold to T.O. Review for $5. And Van Halen. Steelheart sold to Nick Bergeron. Van Halen, are you seeing this right here? Van Halen is the MoFi Women and Children First one step, $134.99. Van Halen, Women and Children First. That is $134.99. That is available. I need to put this sticker on here a little bit better. That's $134.99. That's the MoFi one step there. Okay, now what I plan on doing for about the next maybe 49 minutes is try to run through some discount bins. First thing I have is, boy, I don't know if I can even get to some of this stuff. I'm going to have to, though. Let me move these empty crates out of the way. So our last kind of team meeting I had with Tanner, I was like, well, we've ran out of space again. I've only been back here 4 months selling since we've closed off another 20% of our store. We've pretty much closed off. We built new doors and closed off this back part of our store. And now 4 months into it, and we've outgrown it again. It only took 4 months. So I am currently in the process of this. And I think we have more priced records right now, I would say, than ever before. Marked. I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 41, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66. So 66, and that row had 24. So 20, 80, and then over there is 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. And then up front, I moved 4 rows of 16, 102. There's 102 price crates of records right now. 102 price crates of records, not counting what's in our bins. So, and not right here on the table. And that was a quick count. So over 100 crates full of vinyl that we've marked in the last month that are still available. So it's a lot. It's just where they're here more than ever pricing. We got 3 full-time people pricing records, and it's just a lot. So it's all that's kind of stacked up here around me. It's honestly pretty hard to move. So let's go ahead and go through a crate here. Let's do some new sealed stuff first. Buy it now, best offer that Laura's marked. Let's do some of this, buy it now, best offer, and then let's try to find maybe a vintage bin, okay? So, yeah. If you pack these pretty tight, you can get about 75 in there. You can get about 75. So, yeah, we've got, I'd say including our bins, we've got 10,000 priced records, and we have 100,000 that need pricing, not counting 45s. So I bet there's 100,000 LPs stored here that hadn't been processed yet. So yeah, it's pretty overwhelming. Okay, first thing we have here is Charlie, and this is Charlie Bliss Forever. Charlie is sealed for $19.99. This is new and sealed. I think I showed some of these maybe as recent as last night. And these hadn't been posted in the group either. Yeah, I don't think this crate never did make it to the group. I put it in the wrong stack. So I don't think these have been posted in a whole lot of records. Black Label Society 1919 Eternal. This is a 2 LP purple vinyl. Black Label Society is sealed, $34.99. I got 3 copies of the Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. Stevie Ray Vaughan is a double LP, sealed, $29.99. Our next New Orleans singles are going to go up right now, and they are the following. This is the Jill Joe Teens, Without You. This is going to go up for a $5 start. The Jill Joe Teens, $5 start, and Love Moods, See for Yourself. More bounce to the show. Love Moods is a $5 start. Jill O'Teens and Love Moods. There's the next 2 New Orleans singles. Sounds like you need to be selling records 24 hours a day. More than that. Half off, we would sell a lot, but we wouldn't sell all of them. And $340 question mark, Bird in the Hand. Next is Zach Sabbath Vertigo. This is on limited edition purple vinyl, $29.99 for Zach Sabbath. I've got 2 copies of 311 Music, a Record Store Day Essential, expanded and remastered, 30th anniversary on orange vinyl. That is $24.99. 2 copies of The Black Lips Sing, In a World That's Fallen Apart. That's sealed on red vinyl for $34.99. Kurt Vile, Smoke Ring for My Halo. Kurt Vile is sealed for $24.99. I've got 2 of those. Also, Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, Trouble Is, $25. Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band is sealed for $34.99. The Velvet Underground Loaded, that's just $24.99. Experience Hendrix, The Best of Jimi Hendrix, 2 LP, $24.99. Infest, The Rat's Nest, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Glow in the Dark vinyl. This is King Gizzard's thrash metal album live from Red Rocks, $24.99 on that. Neil Young Harvest, this is sealed for $34.99. 2 LP new and sealed. And we have Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band. That's sold to Danny Thomason, $340. I'm assuming you're making an offer on the Metallica box, Danny. I really can't discount that for 2 reasons. One, I've already sold one. The other person that's watching paid full price. He just commented a second ago, and we're pretty sure the other one is already going to be sold as soon as I show it to the other person. So, but if you do want it, it's yours for $349.99. Genesis Wind and Weathering, sealed, $19.99 for Genesis. Also, Courtney Barnett, sometimes I sit and think, and sometimes I just sit. Sealed, note on the back from Laura is Killer Indy. What Jimi Hendrix is called Experience Hendrix, the best of Jimi Hendrix. Also, Sam Masai Squeeze. We had those the other night, sealed for $19.99. 3 copies of Winona Judd. Tell Me Why, sealed for $24.99. And Capone in Noraja, however that's read. Blue and red vinyl, $34.99. We have 4 of those. These are buy it now, no bids from New Orleans. Love Moods and the Gil Joteens. Those are $5 and $5 if anybody wants those. Now, over here, we had what and when. Let's grab this box set because I know Danny's going to take it for $350. And then we have Adam Bullock wants a 311. This is sold to Adam Bullock. Anybody else want anything else in here? Danny wants King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And this is sold to him. And that was right here in Fest of the Rat's Nets. That's sold to Danny Thomason. Okay. And then we have what? We have Capone and Noraja. We have Winona Judd, Sam Masai, Courtney Barnett, Genesis, Neil Young. And then we have Jimi Hendrix, Velvet Underground, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Kurt Vile, Black Lips, 311, Zach Sabbath, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Black Label, and Charlie Bliss. I'm trying to figure out what pressing this is here. I might just have to wait and give Laura to tag that. Let me see what else I have here. Here's some more Buy It Now singles here. And this is Madonna, Papa Don't Preach. Madonna is going to go up for $6.99. Also, we have RFTW, Ready for the World. Also, Nikki and Rich, Cat and Mouse. Nikki and Rich, Cat and Mouse, those are $6.99. Jay Giles, Love Stinks, $6.99. Carpenter Solitaire is $6.99. The Cars Drive and Carpenters Make Believe It's Your First Time. Those are all $6.99. Next comment was 311. Felix says, boo, done. And Greg Huber said, GMB okay. And Jason said, any unsold auctions. I bet Felix is saying he's booing me because I auctioned the Psychedelic Furs. That's probably why I'm getting booed by Felix. And then Madonna is sold to Adam Solik. Adam Bullock gets that for $6.99. This is the Carpenters, Make Believe It's Your First Time. Then you got the Cars Drive, also the Carpenters, Jay Giles, Nikki Rich, Cat and Mouse, and Ready for the World is Digital Display. Digital Display in the picture sleeve, nice, $6.99 on those. The unsold auctions are right over here. It's ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 2 for $35. Gone with the Wind for $35. Cyndi Lauper, $35. And Asia, $35. Those are all Japanese pressings. ABBA's Greatest Hits, Dancing Queen, Gone with the Wind soundtrack, Cyndi Lauper, and those are $35, $35, $35, $35. And then here, I've got a New Orleans bundle. If anybody's interested, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 New Orleans singles for $30 if anybody wants those. 10 New Orleans singles for $30 if anybody wants those. Those will be buy it nows if anybody is interested in those. That's 10 for $30. New Orleans bundle. That's all the ones so far tonight that hadn't get bid that we didn't already sell in another bundle. Zach Sabbath for $22. What do I got on these? $29. Luke, I will sell that to you for $25. Zach Sabbath, they're marked $29.99. Jason, I will see ABBA for $28. I had that at $35, right? Yeah, $28 on ABBA, $25 on Zach Sabbath. Anybody else want anything in here or wants to make an offer on anything else in here, just let me know. I will gladly sell these to you. I've been looking over here at how many sticky notes I have of stuff I got to order tonight. Wow, a lot of stuff. Plus a lot of stuff tonight. Robert takes the New Orleans bundle. That's 10 for $30. So those sold to Robert, 10 for $30. Thank you. Jason Boxel sold on New Orleans, or excuse me, sold Abba for $28, and Luke says he'll take a Zach Sabbath for $25. Anybody else want a Zach Sabbath? Here's what's left here. We had Zach Sabbath, Capone and Noraja, Winona Judd, Sam Masai, Courtney Barnett, Genesis, Neil Young, Jimi Hendrix, Velvet Underground, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Kurt Vile, Black Lips, 311, and we have the Central Stevie Ray Vaughan, Black Label Society, and Charlie Bliss. That is a rare opportunity for new and still stuff to be bought now. I think what I'm going to have to do is a lot of this I'm going to have to end up listing on Discogs because I think they've probably marked, I bet if you add them up now, the total amount of sealed stuff Paul and Laura's marked that we still have is probably getting into the couple thousand range. And some of these, you know, if I list them for the cheapest price on Discogs, which I think Laura's done here, like they're probably most of these are marked based on the cheapest comp, they'll probably start selling immediately. It's just a lot of work, a lot of individual shipping doing it that way, and having to pay fees. So that's why I'm like, if y'all want to make an offer, they're probably pretty much on sale already. But if you, based on MSRP, this is called the War Report. The War Report. But if you want to make an offer, go right ahead. Trying to clear up a few things here that is going on. So let's see here. Oh, here's our next New Orleans single right quick. Put a couple more up. And then let's go through another crate, all right? So first thing we have is Dr. Explosion. Dr. Explosion is a $5 start. This is a Beatles-related single. I've been thinking about keeping it. I'm going to listen to it tonight and see if it's what I think it is. And then a Dr. Explosion. And then we got the Carpenters for $6.99 and the Carpenters for $6.99, okay? Next is Jim B 311. I've already sold a 311 Jim, and I haven't got to post these. So I've already sold one for $24.99. I better keep that one at $24.99. And then we have VG for $20. VG for $20, VG for $20, Velvet Underground maybe for $20. I'll go ahead and sell that for $20. Jim B, I've already sold a 311 though. And how much is Harvest? And Harvest is sealed for $34.99. Those typically are new, David. I think like 44 or 46. Dr. Explosion is a $5 start. There's two more Carpenter's picture sleeves for $6.99 and $6.99. How much is Jimi Hendrix? Experience Hendrix is only $24.99. And then Winona Judd for $22. Sell that to Justin Garrett. And then we have Jim B says he'll take 311 for $24.99. And then Janice said 25 on Capone. I can't do that, but if you want it for 30, I'll do that for 30. That was marked $34.99. Jason says he'll take the 4 Carpenters for 20. There's one for 5. There's 2 for 10. There's the other one for 15, and then there's the fourth one for $20. Sell those to Jason Boxel, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Those are all sold. If anybody else wants anything in that stack, let me know. Final call on Dr. Explosion for 5. That was a fury of activity all of a sudden. If not, I'm going to put these right over here behind me. Right over here behind me. Okay. There's that. Test. Wow. That's the first time that new mic has died. First time that's happened. I got a new one clipped on me. What was the last thing I said? What was the last thing that I said? Oh, me. Right here behind me. There's no telling. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so I sold Jimmy. Okay, so I sold Jimmy for 20, and I think I set a great price. And then, did you sell the bundle for 60? I did. And then Dr. Explosion is sold to Robert for 5. And then I showed Winona, and I must have said, if anybody else wants a Winona, that usually opens the gate. If anybody else wants one for 22, I think those were over 30 new. And then I said same thing for Zach Sabbath. There's one left for 25. And we had no more Jimi Hendrix. That was the only Jimi Hendrix, okay? Let's do another. This is a recent buy now best offer crate too, but let's go ahead and try to knock out some of these. Should be some great titles in here and a rare opportunity to make offers, right? We have White Stripes, Elephant, new and sealed for just $29.99, and that does have 7 Nation Army on it. I already thought that was at a majorly great price. $29.99 on White Stripes, Elephant. I've got one copy of Kali Uchis here. That's sealed on silver vinyl, $29.99. We had my mic died. For the first time, my new mic has died. Rush is just $44.99. That's a 2 LP remaster of All the Worlds of Stage, just $44.99. Taylor Swift Fearless. Taylor Swift is unopened, sealed for $24.99 for T Swift. We have also the Hold Steady open door policy. That is sealed for $14.99 on the Hold Steady. And Eric Johansson Below Sea Level. That is sealed for $19.99. And we have Eric Johansson sealed for $19.99. And we have Eric Johansson sealed for $19.99. Gazpacho is sealed for $19.99. Catonia, Sky Void of Stars. Those are sealed for $29.99. We just have one there. 2 copies here of the Soft Pink Truth. This is sealed for $14.99. White Stripe. Ooh, man. Let me see if I'll get a comp on this right quick. Well, before I do a counter, I know I'm not going to sell it for 22, but before I do a counter, let me see a comp on this right quick. I'm thinking $28, honestly. Let's see. They last sold for 30. They start at 30 plus shipping, and I think that's opened. So $28. This one's new and sealed. Just saying, yeah. So they start, the cheapest one you could get right now would be $37.50. That's the cheapest one you could get right now. $37.50 shipped. This one's new and sealed, $28. That's what I'll do on those. And then Hattori Hanzo wants Catonia. That's sold to Hattori Hanzo here. Catonia is sold to Hattori Hanzo. And now we have 2 copies of that. And then John Hott, just one left. Bring the Family, sealed for $19.99. John Hott, Yola. Yola, there's 4 copies here. This is Stand for Myself. Neon Pink Vinyl, Yola, $19.99. David says he'll take a White Stripes for $28. C-Note, let me know if you want one as well. Is 7 Nation Army on there? It is. Sade Diamond Life with Smooth Operator. We sold 2 or 3 of these. Now there's one left for $29.99. Stone Sour is sealed. We sold 2 or 3 of those. That's now $39.99. Danny Thomason wants a Zach Sabbath. And Danny, this is sold to you for $25. Thank you. And now we have Leslie Holt on Yola. That's sold to Leslie Holt. And now we have Justin Garrett on a White Stripe for $28. We also have C-Note on a White Stripe for $28. And Hattori, they're now sold out. I only had 3 and they've all been grabbed. Blues Traveler, Traveler's Blues. This is sealed for $44.99. Travelers and Thieves, Travelers and Thieves, $44.99. 3LP Janet Gray on Sade. That's sold to Janet. Now, that was my only copy. I think I can get more of those if anybody else wants one. I don't think I can get them at that price. Keep in mind, most of these prices here, or every price I'm saying here, is definitely below MSRP, and it's definitely cheaper than what we can get it. For example, Blues Traveler right now, there's only one for sale in Germany, and it's $80.82, not counting shipping. And then this one here, the other listing entry for the same record, the cheapest one is $88 in the United States. This is half price at $44.99 based on the cheapest listed. Now, other sold comps are around $48, and then opened is $25, and then $36, and $38, and $35, and $37, and then $50. But what's weird right now is there's none listed anywhere close to that cheap. So I think Laura determined $44.99 would be a great price. It's like half of the cheapest listed one. Next is Sufjan Stevens Javelin. I usually can scan and look at their prices and kind of determine how they've looked at most of these prices. But also, I knew when I had these the new MSRP on them was like $48.98 or $49.98. It's not a cheap record to begin with. Sufjan Stevens is sealed on yellow vinyl for $19.99. And then 3 copies here of Baby Gravy 3, and that is unopened, $19.99. Keep in mind, too, these are all sealed, unopened records. We have The Last Sturgill Simpson, Johnny Blue Skies, and that was the indie exclusive on Gold Vinyl, just $34.99 on Sturgill. Red Hot Chili Peppers is sealed for $19.99. And we have this record right here, Black Train Jack, No Reward. Now, I know on all the music on vinyl, pretty much everything for music on vinyl, the suggested list price starts around $38. This is unopened, $24.99. Not for sure what kind of album that is. ZZ Top's on blue vinyl. That's Best of ZZ Top, $24.99. Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's a great price on those. Those were not cheap when they were new. I know they weren't $20 for the double LP. It was more like $45 for the double LP. That's sold to Justin for $19.99. And then some pretty popular titles here. X-Cops, which has members of GWAR. That's $29.99. And Violent Femmes, 35th anniversary, sealed. Violent Femmes, $29.99. Quick New Orleans auction. Next one here in the box is what? Bang. Secret Revolution, Mr. Immediate Lightning, and Cannon Fiend. And that's called Bang, and that's going to go up for a $5 start. Anybody on anything else in there, or would anybody like to make an offer on anything in there? David Roberson, nice pickup on Violent Femmes. Yep, really good price on that for $29.99, especially from Kraft. They do a really good job on that stuff. DJ Not So Good wants X-Cops. Thank you on that. And then is there another Red Hot? That was only one. Now, this collection has had other variants. This collection has had other variants. The other variants were, I can't really remember. Tim Graham on ZZ Top. That's so to Tim Graham. Danny, Blues Traveler, Ride the Lightning box set, and Sturgill, $390. Jim B on Baby Gravy, 15 times 3. Baby Gravy. These were marked for 19. Sell these to Jim B for 15, 15, and 15. Those are sold to Jim B. Tim Graham got ZZ Top. Also, Tim, you asked earlier about Elvis posters. Let me think on it. Let me think on that. So the Metallica's $350, no price discount. And Danny offered $390 for that and Blues Traveler. Blues Traveler needs to be $40, no less. That would be an absolute steal. And then Sturgill Simpson needs to be $30. So, Danny, I'm at $420. Yes, Metallica's $350, no discount. This Blues Traveler would be $40. And then that puts it already at your offer. And then Sturgill Simpson needs to be $30. Yeah, $420. What a great price. $420 on that. And that is my best price. Metallica's $350, no discount. I'll do $40 on Blues Traveler. And if you want Sturgill Simpson, $30. The other night, we had 3 more of these. We had already sold them. $34.99. The John Haidt, And John Hyatt was right here, and that one's called Bring the Family. It's sealed for $19.99. This is called Black Train Jack, no reward. That is unopened for $24.99. Bang is $5. And Jim B says he'll take a Blues Traveler for $40. I mean, yeah, that's like, if you wanted to go buy one right now on Discogs, you're going to spend, what did I say, $85? I think that's what I said, $85. Patrick Lear on Hot for $15. Blues Traveler is basically free. It's basically free at $40. That's free. Next New Orleans single is the Intoxicating Sounds of the Boss Martians. That's a $5 start. Nobody bid on Bang. Bang is a $5 buy it now. And Boss Martians is a $5 start. Anybody else on anything in this crate? We've managed to sell about half of this crate. Where's that other crate we sold about half of? I can almost condense them. We got to sell a few more out of here. A few more out of here. I can't do 400. We have, let me condense some crates here. I can almost condense these. I don't want it because I might need to leave some flip room. It's going to be close. I bet I can get them in here. Justin Garrett says he'll take a Blues Traveler for $40. That's so to Justin Garrett. Danny, you're essentially, I think based on your offer, it's essentially asking for a free record, which is with this new and sealed stuff wouldn't make a whole lot of sense since they're pretty much very easy to sell. And Metallica, I didn't even know I was going to get, and I know it's already sold. We've already sold two Blues Travelers since you've made your offer, and I know I've already sold 3 of those. So now, if you were making offers on something that nobody else wanted, we probably could talk, or maybe that I've had for like 6 months. These have been out for 48 hours, and I've sold multiple copies. Metallica has been here for 8 hours, and it hadn't even been shown or told about. So now, if it's something that's been here for like a month or a week or 2 weeks, this is stuff, the ink is still wet on these price tags. And I'm going to make sure you don't want this Blues Traveler. If not, I'm going to go ahead and sell it to Charlie for $40. Okay? And then if anybody wants Sturgill, $30. Or if Danny wants it. And then, of course, Metallica's $3.50. Final call on the Boss Martians for a $5 start. I think I can condense these now. Let me see if I can condense any more in here. All righty. I wish they would put that other Blues Traveler in print, but as of right now, it's not available. The one with their big hit has like a cat or something on the cover. It's got that big hit. I forgot what that one's, is it called 4? Just Blues Traveler 4? Not for sure on that, but that's not available. It's not in print. Okay, so let's see what else I have over here. That was a good couple right there. We pretty much have sold a whole crate doing that one. That has pretty much been a whole crate. Let's see here. It's a little too... I'm going to do half off vintage tomorrow. The last 2 nights we haven't been able to do half off vintage. Last night because the feed crashed, and tonight we had so much new stuff where we pretty much stopped last night with all kinds of new. So right now is a good time to go through this. And for those that inquired about Elvis posters are something Tim Graham wants to know if I have more of. And my answer right now is I really don't know. I'm trying to find them. Here's a good one here. I bet we can sell some stuff out of here. There's another Winona, Coldplay, T-Rex. I don't think this has been gone through a second time. So let's grab this. As y'all know, we have Fred Goodwin's movie poster collection, and we hadn't really gone through any of that in a long time. The lobby cards and all that kind of stuff. We really hadn't gone through any of that in a long time. So, got to go through that soon. Okay. And first thing we have is Blues Travel. Chad Smith had Boss Martians 5. Okay, that's a final call to you on that. And then Danny said Sturgill and 65. I can't do that. I've already sold Blues Traveler. I've already sold it unless you want it. And then Sturgill, I'm at 75. And then Once the Metallica box, that's true. Have y'all seen how much Master Puppets go through? Man, yeah. The Master Puppets is really expensive. Danny, I think we're just not going to be able to reach a deal. And then Boss Martians is sold to Chad Smith for $5. Okay, so Charlie, he said he is going to take the Blues Traveler for $40. Thank you. You almost lost it there. Almost had to sell it to Charlie because I thought I was trying to explain to you. So there's that. That's sold to Danny. Charlie, he got the third and last copy. You almost got it because I didn't think Danny was actually wanting it that bad based on his offers. Let's go ahead and go through this crate here. Buy it now, best offer. We have Strapping Young Lad. Strapping Young Lad is called City, neon yellow vinyl, $34.99. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 copies here of 5 Seconds of Summer. And this is new and sealed for $29.99, mystery colored vinyl. Jim B says you can give My Blues Traveler to Charlie. So Charlie, it's still your lucky day. Jim B says you can have his since Danny went ahead and took his for $40. So that sold for $40 to Charlie. And that means that Danny got one, Charlie got one, and also Justin Garrett got one. Next is Barry White, No Limit on Love. Barry White is sealed, $19.99. Don't forget about Fred's books, too. They're all stored right over here next to me. There's over 50 or 60 tubs and then probably 100 boxes full of books that's never been gone through before. Fred's library. There's about 12 or 15,000 books over here. Remember when all that stuff came in? I hadn't touched them in 4 months since we've put them off the trailer. They're all just stacked up over there, and I never have touched them. Strapping Young Lad, $27. Hattori, I'll do that for $29. It was marked $34.99. Danny says he will take Sturgill Simpson for $30. Yep, that was $30, and I sold the other 3 for $35. So you get the last one for $30. Next, we had Barry White, No Limit on Love. So I actually have 2 copies of that. Also, Cigarettes After Sex is called X's. That is sealed for $29.99. Blonde Shell is sealed for $19.99. Taylor Swift, Taylor's version, $19.89. This is sealed for $29.99. Taylor Swift. Ashley McBryde presents Linville. Ashley McBryde is sealed for $19.99. And Gaspacho is sealed, $24.99. Half-Speed Master Series, that one's called Bravo. We got 1 copy of Weezer. Wow, this is already at a great price. This is Pinkerton, new and sealed MoFi for $44.99. Weezer Pinkerton. 2 copies of Coldplay Milo XO Otto. Coldplay is $24.99. And then Old Crow Medicine Show, Paint This Town. That is sealed on clear vinyl for $19.99. Robert Finley going platinum. Robert Finley is sealed, $29.99. And then Winona Judd. This one's called Winona. The first time that had ever been reissued. That's another one there on pink vinyl. Winona is $24.99. Mark Bolan and T-Rex. This is a Zoetrope picture disc. One of those really cool Zoetrope picture discs. Sealed, record store day, $24.99. Leslie on Old Crow Medicine Show, sold to Leslie. And then, what did I have a pending offer on? Strapping Young Lad. Let me leave that out of the crate so I don't forget about it. Also, we have Peter Hamill, Enter K. Peter Hamill is $19.99. Hattori on Cigarettes After Sex for $25. And $25 on Cigarettes After Sex is sold to Hattori Hanzo. I have 2 more if anybody else wants one. Danny O'Crow's already been sold. Knocked Loose, a different shade of blue. Knocked Loose is sealed on red, white, and silver vinyl. There is a note on the back from Laura. Laura loves Knocked Loose. She gave it a 5-heart rating, $29.99. 3 copies of Jungle Brothers, Straight Out of the Jungle. Jungle Brothers is $24.99. Sounds by Young Gravy, Marvelous. Young Gravy is sealed for $39.99. 2 copies here of Ashley McBryde, The Devil I Know. There's somebody that asked all the time, have you ran across back those Ashley McBryde albums? They're never watching whenever I find these. $24.99. Ashley McBryde. I have 1 copy of Smashing Pumpkins Gish. That's sealed for $34.99. And then Coming Home, Usher. Usher is sealed on clear vinyl, $29.99 on Usher. We have 2 copies here of Big Sean, Detroit 2. Big Sean is sealed for $19.99. Hattori Hanzo on $25 for KL. And KL was for Knocked Loose. which was marked $29.99. We'll go ahead and sell that for $25 to Hattori Hanzo. The Gaslight Anthem, that is sealed for $19.99. Floating Points, this is called Ialeina, something like that. It's $29.99. That's sealed. We have 2 of those available. Also, we have Wise Blood, sealed on blue vinyl for $19.99. And Perfume Genius, Ugly Season, sealed $19.99. And then Hattori, did you want Strapping Young Lad for $29? I think that's the only thing I didn't officially tag there for you. It was $29. You offered $27. It's marked $35. Wow, I feel like that was a speed run. Very cool. Very great. Okay, so we had Perfume Genius, Wise Blood, Floating Points, Gaslight Anthem, Big Sean, Usher, Smashing Pumpkins, JB for $23, Young Blood, Jungle Brothers maybe $23. Is that JB? Is that what the offer was on that? And then Weezer has an offer for $40. Then somebody just asked, what's the price on that? That's sold to Patrick Lear for $40. Now, the offer kind of, so usually some of these records, I kind of have a fixed discount on some of these sometimes. I would love to sell this to you, Hattori. Your $27 offer was like $1 off, and I hate bumping for $1. That's why I bumped it $2, but if you do want that for $28, I'll go ahead and sell it to you. Jungle Brothers sold for $23. Let's tag one of those for Chad Smith. $23 on that. Don't want to discount the new stuff tonight because it hadn't been posted yet. After it hits Hobart Boland, Winona Judd, Robert Finley, Coldplay, Gazpacho. If I never did discounted any records, we would have like 2 or 3 billion records in warehouses all across America. Ashley McBride, Taylor Swift, Blonde Shell, Cigarettes After Sex, Barry White, and 5 Seconds of Summer are all still available. And then the Sing Splits. Luke, I usually don't like discounting the damaged stuff because we'll just send it back and get our money back on the Virgin Steel with the Sing Split. Yeah, so it's a light Sing Split too. I usually don't discount that because at that point we can just send it back and we'll just get our money back. I'd rather sell nice ones than just get our money back on the damaged stuff. So Hattori said he will take that at $28. Do y'all have the Velvet Revolver Deluxe Edition on vinyl? Well, I know we don't have any deluxe Velvet Revolver, but also Deluxe Edition Velvet Revolver. Velvet Revolver. Yes, we do. It's a 2 LP. It's $44.99. I think they're right here. Yep, $44.99. Velvet Revolver. 2 LP, 20th anniversary. 6 bonus tracks. $44.99. I was thinking Velvet Underground at first. Wow, we have filled up a whole crate going through those 3 crates. But Jim, I know you want something, so you might as well go ahead and buy it, or you're going to regret it later, right? You're going to be like, dang, why didn't I buy that? Now Chad's went ahead and sold them. Danny's going to be saying the same thing about the Metallica box. Instead of just going ahead and saying sold on Metallica, somebody's going to buy it here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and put their name on it. Then they're going to go out of print. Then you're going to be able to get them. Then they're going to be $590. And it's just going to be a mess for Danny. They're going to go out of print. Then they're going to start selling for $700, $800, $900, $1,000. Be like, man, why didn't I just go ahead and buy it from Chad when I had the chance at $350? What am I thinking? Why did I do that? Natasha said 15 on Gazpacho. Let's see what else is going in here. Gazpacho, Gazmata. There we go. See? John Kaiser wants it. Let's see here. Gazpacho. This is sealed for $24.99. Who was first on this? Natasha. I'll sell you a Gazpacho for, I'll say that for $20. I'll say that for $20, but the first comment is Joshua Vogt says he'll take Velvet Revolver. That is sold. And then she said, no, Gaslight Anthem. Okay. So GA, Gaslight Anthem. Let's find that for Natasha here. GA, Gaslight Anthem. And that is where? GA. Let's do this in order here. Let's go ahead and sell that to Natasha for $15. How much is Young Gravy? Boy, every time I say that, it makes me a little hungry. Gravy and Biscuits. Songs by Young Gravy, marvelous. This is sealed for $39.99. David Robertson said Harvest for $30. Now that's the next comment. And other than Metallica, I've just got to figure out what I've done with Metallica now, so I can put it. Or I got to find it first. What have I done with it? Let me find this first, though, for him. Harvest. That's going to be a killer price. How much is that, Mark? $34.99. Wow. It's a great price on that. Like, if I had to order this right now from wholesale distribution as a record dealer, I couldn't buy these for $30. I couldn't buy these for $30. They cost me more than $30. I promise. That's sold to David Robertson for $30. And then we got Natasha on Gaslight Anthem. And then here's what I'm going to have to do on Metallica. I've got to sell that to John Kaiser. And then what I've got to do is I'm going to start a waiting list. I've got to go ahead and order more because I didn't know if I could get those. And we've already sold Weezer. We sold Weezer for $40 already. Adam Bullock on Young Gravy. And what I'm going to have to do is see if I can get more of those, when they're going to come in. And there's one more, Neil Young, if anybody else wants it, $30. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that record cost me like $33. I could look it up. I'm not joking. I think like if I had to order a new one just wholesale to try to resell, I think it's like, oh man, it might be like $33.66 on that. Let me see what's going on here. $36.66. 30. I can kind of see the price right now in my head, but just saying, if anybody else wants one, just using that as a reference point to help sell the other one for $30. And then we've already sold Pinkerton. Did I pull Young Gravy? I did pull Young Gravy. And then we have what? Give me 1 second on that. No, but yeah, no, it's I know the prices on these because a lot of this stuff I've told them, well, go ahead and mark it. But if some stuff like I'm like, man, yeah, 31.37 is wholesale on that record. 31.37. Just letting y'all know how expensive it is to order new vinyl, and also just letting you know how great of a deal that is. So as a record store dealer, as a record store owner, if I had to order that record to sell it and try to make money on it, it's going to cost me $31. So that kind of gives you an idea of gives you an idea on that, okay? So I can get another Metallica. Let me go ahead and order it right now. Let me go ahead and order. I'm going to put in for like 5. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And what do I have? Oh, I never did submit this cart. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure you and Danny and John Kaiser both get a Metallica. I was going to make sure they're in stock. I'm going to go ahead and order and then back order some right now. Hopefully I can get in this order fast enough. They're in stock because both John and Danny wants one. Technically, this one needs to go to John Kaiser, and then Danny, I'll make sure this second one comes in for you. Technically, it needs to go to John since it kind of was him claiming it after I was assuming you were passing. And here's some pre-orders. I forgot I was doing this on my phone. I opened up my website, and I had my cart. I had in my cart 190 records where I was pre-ordering stuff. And I'm just now submitting the order. That was from this morning. And then let's see here. What is this? And then what Neil Young? And then Winona. So what was the next thing here? Winona. I have 2. If we can convince somebody else to get the other one. If we can convince somebody else to buy the other one, Luke, I will sell one for $20 and another one for $20. Okay. And then Harvest. What happened here? It's Harvest Moon. It's Harvest Moon. There's one left for $30 if anybody wants it. Harvest Moon for $30. Now, what I've done is I just went ahead and ordered another Metallica. The way that works is it showed one in stock. The problem is will it get to me, will it get to my cart before they're actually all picked and gone? Usually if it shows in stock and I've hit the cart and hit sold, it's mine. I'll make sure and see if it comes in. That way y'all both can get one. And then Neil Young is sold to Jeff H. That's sold to him. I can't believe those things showed up. I mean, that's technically new vinyl. That's why I was so firm on the price. But also because I had no idea those things were even being shipped or sent out. So pretty amazing. But that tells me they're available and they're either still making them or they're in print where I can get one. So I'll make sure y'all both get one this week. And then Jim B. And then hopefully, I was kind of hoping I could show it Thursday night. I may go ahead and pull those out. And if I get more before Thursday, I can show them and be like, hey, I've got more of these if anybody else wants one. And then Jim B said, what was the thing Jim B said? It was Jonah Yano, Portrait of Dog. You had 4 of them. Yeah, let's see if I can find those again. Let's see here. They are sealed for $24.99, Jim. I've got 4 of them. Portrait of a Dog, Jonah Yano. Yep. Sealed for $24.99. They are available. Okay. And let me pull up Discogs here. And the price on this is pretty fair price. I've got 4 if anybody wants one. It looks like most of them are, what's going on here? 45 RPM. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Boy, I thought my eyes were going bad. That's the way the cover looks blurry there. Okay. So let me pause there. Master Puppets. The other one that's in print is Kill 'Em All, and then the Black Album. And I think somebody tonight, they never did say tonight for sure if they wanted a Black Album. I went ahead and ordered, well, actually, let me check. Box sets are weird. If you search vinyl, let me search all products here. See what else is available for Metallica and box sets. Because I back ordered those, and I'm just really glad I did, or we would not be selling those tonight. And I wish I would have back ordered more than 2. So yeah, there's Ride the Lightning. Okay, yeah, I can get the Black Album. Boy, what a cool item here. Here's a cool item. See, when you search all products, I didn't know I could get these. It's a Master of Puppets bar stool. That's pretty cool, right? Master of Puppets bar stool. That's a pretty cool item. I think I got some of those. I think I got some Grateful Deads back here that I ordered and I never have opened. Yeah, and there's Ride the Light. So Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All. And that's the only ones you can order. And the Black Album. Let me see if I can get that Black Album cheaper. Is that a box set here? Master of Puppets. Oversized DVD. I guess that is the box set. Yeah. Yeah, that's the box set. I don't think that one's in print, though. Let me see here. Let me go to Discogs and search this SKU. The SKU on the Master of Puppets. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way Master of Puppets is in print because Master of Puppets start at $800. So there's no way that one's in print. I knew the last time we had one of those, we auctioned it for around $1,000. I think it was either sealed or like new. But that's the last time we had one of those, we sold it for around $1,000. it was nice. So there's no way that one's in print. You can still order it. There's Ride the Lightning. I've got those on the way, or I hope. And then the Black Album, which is a huge box if you've ever seen that. And then that Blacklist, that thing where people doing all the Metallica covers, Kill 'Em All box set. They're not in print, or they're not. I can't get those. I didn't think I could get any of them. Honestly. Is there a volume 2 and volume 3? There's a volume 2. There's no volume 3. Let me look up the SKU on Kill 'Em All. I bet Kill 'Em All is pricey. If it is, and it's out of print. No, they're probably still in print. They're not too expensive. When they come in, if I do get a Kill 'Em All, how much will they be? They will be around $199.99 if you want on a waiting list. They're not that expensive. $199.99 if you want on a waiting list. Unless they change the price. Did I order that the other day? Yeah, ordered March 18th. I ordered them on March 18th. Of course, they weren't in stock. And that's when I ordered Metallicas, and they just showed up today. So the last time I ordered those Metallicas, I ordered them almost 3 weeks ago, and they just showed up. Talks with Ravens. Let's make sure Talks with Ravens gets on a waiting list for Page and Plant Volume 2. And then, did I miss anything else? How much is the Barstool? I guess the problem is shipping it. So, problem is shipping it. And, let's see what's going on here. How much was it? $78.49. And $78.49. Oh, sorry, that's Garage Ink. That's the cost on a Garage Ink colored vinyl. I was looking at the wrong thing. Wow, why is that so expensive? Oh, it's an import. Okay. $149.99. Okay, so they're $149.99, but the problem was the buyer would have to pay shipping. So that's the problem with those. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. What was the last comment? So Raven, that no list for Lightning. Now, what exactly does that mean? No list on Lightning. And did anybody else want a Winona? I guess nobody else got a Winona for you, Luke. So I'll go ahead and sell you one for $20. I was hoping somebody else would buy the other for $20. Go ahead and sell that to Luke Rosenberger. And then, Jim, I'm going to show these tomorrow. If no one buys them, then we'll do a deal on them, okay? If no one buys them, we'll do a deal on them. I just really can't start discounting the new stuff, as I've said. But we'll see what happens tomorrow on that, okay? Okay, and then somebody said, can you run through here again? Yeah, this was a Buy It Now Best Offer new bin. We have Winona Judd. We have Perfume Genius. We have Wise Blood, Folding Points, Ialeana. We have Big Sean, Detroit 2. Usher, Coming Home. Smashing Pumpkins, Gish. We have Ashley McBryde, Young Gravy, Jungle Brothers, Peter Hamill, Mark Bolan, and T-Rex. Did somebody make an offer on this earlier? I think they did during T.O. Review offered 18. T.O., if you're still watching, do you want to do 20 on that? It was marked $24.99. Robert Finley, Coldplay, also Gaspacho, Ashley McBryde, Taylor Swift, Blonde Shell, Cigarettes After Sex, Barry White, and 5 Seconds of Summer. That's what was left in there. Anybody else? Okay, and I guess the only New Orleans single that didn't sell was Bang for $5. I don't have anything else to bundle with it. There's those, and then there was 3 unsold Japanese. This is Asia, Cyndi Lauper, and Gone with the Wind. 35 on that. Cyndi Lauper 35 and Asia 35. And then Mark Bolan is sold to Tia Review for $20. Nice. Now, I guess the best way to do Ride the Lightning is... John Kaiser, are you still watching? I think Danny's basically saying he doesn't want on a waiting list. So I mean, I know I'm getting another one. So, I mean, if you want one tonight, Danny, I guess I'll just say that one sold to you. And then when the next one comes in tomorrow, I'll give it to John Kaiser. So, however y'all want to do that. I mean, I have one on hand right now. I know another one's going to come before Friday. I've already ordered it. I just did live because y'all both wanted one. So I guess I can give you this one, and then I'll give the one that I guess it's whoever wants one the next time. It's going to be here on before Friday. It'll be here actually on Thursday because I ordered it. They'll ship it tomorrow. It'll be here Thursday. So, but on that, okay. Didn't want to say finance. Okay, then I probably need to email them and cancel the one I just bought you. I literally just bought another one. So I'll go ahead and give John Kaiser this one then. When I saw that y'all both wanted one, I literally just went ahead and bought one. So, okay, I'll tell them not to ship that one in stock, I guess, and I'll sell this one to John Kaiser. Okay, thank you. That's sold to John Kaiser. All right. So that's why I got to be careful with ordering stuff. I've had that happen before. So I usually would have waited till the sticky note got here, but something like that, I wanted to go ahead and make sure we got one. All righty. So, John, that one sold to you. And then I guess if anybody else wants one that's watching, if that one does get shipped to me, it'll be available for sale. Okay? Color on 5 Seconds of Summer. Color on 5 Seconds of Summer is on Mystery Color. Mystery Color, sealed, $29.99. Mystery Color is sealed for $29.99. Sealed for $29.99. Mystery colored vinyl. I guess that means it's any color in the color spectrum. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Make sure no other final request or anything else came in. So, Partridge Family, Chris Card album, Japanese. I can ask some of those dealers if they have any. I can try my best, but I've never seen a Japanese Partridge Family. Let me see what I can come up with, though. I'm making some notes here. I was also seeing the other Metallica boxes. Wow, some of these get pretty expensive. I'm on Ride the Lightning right now. Yeah, and yeah, I knew because I remember when I had to get the Track Down of Justice, they got a pricey, and they're numbered to 30,000, pretty much. All right, and so if they ship that one, there's going to be one available, and I'm sure that's going to sell. I thought we had one sold there to Danny, but I guess not. But John Kaiser gets that one. And if anybody else wants anything, let me know. And then now for the discount bins. I better stop because I have, speaking of new vinyl, if I started right now, I think based on my waiting list and me just going through their catalogs, it's going to take me about 3 hours tonight to order everything, maybe 4. And I already told Tanner, I was like, I'll probably be here in the morning when you get here because then I've got to work on some autographs for tonight. We got some big autographs. Hopefully tomorrow. I hadn't got into the country stuff from Fred's. Like we got some autograph posters from some big country stars. I think y'all remember some of those posters and cut signatures. Some of that stuff could be shown tomorrow. I got some signed Kiss stuff again. We've sold off a lot of the albums, but I do have miscellaneous signed, etc., etc. So. Food MF Doom. That should be here. I think that's on the, yeah, that'll be here by the end of the week if it was in stock. Starting bet on Butcher cover. The one for tomorrow, those usually start around north of well, I'm glad to see what kind of condition this is. I can give you, how about instead of a starting bid, I'll tell you a auction estimate. Instead of a starting bid, I'll give you an auction estimate. 1,000 plus if I had to put an auction estimate on it, which means it will sell for probably at least 1,000, but maybe plus. That's if it's not, I hadn't really got to look at it. If it's got some damage, maybe less. If it's a really nice peel, then 1,000 plus. It would be my auction estimate. If it's got some damage, it'll be less, most likely. And Robert, I've got to make sure that thing's shipped. I've got to make sure it's shipped, but I'll double check with you. All right. I'm getting the feed. Y'all been great as usual. I was just kind of just sitting here, just making sure nobody had any final questions. And it looks like Tanner's been tagging the coin sale from the other night. That was an amazing turnout. Looks like he's about halfway through. So if you're looking for a coin invoice, he should have that finished up tomorrow. And invoices for that should start going out. For those that's been asking about posters and stuff, maybe if I can catch some free time, I'll start working on some of that very soon, okay? And appreciate it as always. I think we're done here. I could have probably shown 20 more crates, but I'm going to go eat and start working on tomorrow's, okay? Thanks, everybody. Good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and we'll do this all over again. Appreciate it as always, and see you then.